Why do we force? So that we can learn to pick ourselves up.
And my personal question to you is, why not you? We all ask why we should work this hard. Why take that many classes? Why go to school that many years? You know, why take the notes? Why read the books? Why work that hard? Why put yourself through the push-ups and the disciplines? Why? Good question, why? Best answer to why, I think, is the second question. Why not? Why not see how many books you can read, how many classes you can take, how many skills you can develop? Why not see how valuable you can become to the marketplace and to your friends and to your family? Why not see what you can make of yourself? Why not see how far you can go, how much you can see, how much you can earn, how much you can share? Why not? That's the heritage all of us have, to see what we can make out of our lives now that we've been given this extraordinary opportunity.
You know, the best way to predict the future is to create it.
This is probably one of the heaviest hammer blows, I think, for today, this next one. You've already achieved goals you said would make you happy. You've already achieved goals you said would make you happy. How can you presume that your happiness sits on the next side of the next set of goals, given that right now you are on the other side of your last set of goals?
No matter how much emotion and feeling you may have or how much hurt you may have, life has to go on. Life doesn't stop for anybody. So if you don't process that and understand that, you're stuck in whatever time period you got hurt forever. Forever.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
So grudges and anger and negativity, I don't have time for it because
Yes.
I'm living to do so much positive things.
Right.
I got so much
Don't bathe
such a
in that.
positive outlook on everything else that's coming in the future. I can't stand in the past and bathe in what was wrong.
You have to become obsessed. You have to become obsessed. This has to become an obsession of yours. You know, our obsessions become our possessions. And the truth of the matter is that most of you don't understand the effort, the time, the focus, the obsessiveness that's required to do something great with your life.
Right.
You want to do something great, you better be great at it. Greatness rises. But you have to get great, and you have to be intentional. You have to be obsessed.
Yo, we all are great. We all should think that we're great. There's no reason for you to not think that you're great. If you don't think you're great, ask yourself why. Why don't you think the highest of yourself? When you do, people have no choice but to follow suit.
Because delusion is only delusional when you don't accomplish the goal of making your delusions a reality. It's an impossible.
Grand Rising, my people. July 7th, we back, barbecued out. Still got barbecue sauce up under the nails. Somebody do. Still got barbecue sauce. You're gonna see them at work biting on their nails. They trying to get barbecue sauce that they left under their nails over the weekend. Nasty. Come on. Won't you do it though? We here. We are here. What a beautiful day it is that the good Lord has made. Let us be glad and rejoice in it. If you are here, that means you survived through NFP. If your account is still living, you didn't blow it up. If you did not trade during NFP and stop, congratulations. All right? Market ticket during this time. Try to tell you. Try to learn you. The good thing for us, we did have some TPs fall into place, right? Woke up this morning, TPville, from some trades that were called. So let's jump in and let's check out some news. Y'all feel like newsing? Huh? All right. I'm gonna get in and check out some news. Before we do that, let's check out that word of the day. Word of the day is coming from Ruth 1:14 through 16. Then Opal kissed her mother-in-law goodbye, but Ruth clutched on to her. Ruth replied, "Don't urge me to leave you. or turn back. Where you go, I go. And where you stay, I will stay. Your people will be my people, and your God will be my God. Ruth was like, my time has not come yet. I'm with you. All right. So with that being said, let's jump over and let's check out the news, see what's the news in. And here we go, July 7th. That's it. Who wants to make some lemonade? And we have some lemons and limons over here, ladies and gentlemen. Red for the news in about 10 hours for Euro and red for the news. It was orange for the news for JPY. I don't want to forget that. It's in about 10 hours. And then 12 hours, we have red folder for AUD. I'm sorry, not Euro, AUD. And then there's red folder again for AUD in about 15 hours. And then we're done. We're done. Okay. It's all over. That being said, let's just kind of see what happened last week. Called out some trades. I think Friday it was NJ and NJ and what? Euro GBP. I think Euro GBP. It's like both of those hit, right? So we hit the NZD, JPY. I'm not sure what we called that side that was on. It was buy stop NZD JPY, I think. There we go. Must have been looking like that. And then there was Euro GBP, I believe. But it was over here. And I think that was a sell stop. So I don't know where it's at. Maybe it was over here too. But either way, both of my TPs were smacked around on this side. There we go. This looks like it. Yeah. So good stuff, y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm gonna go ahead right now and just drop a trophy because I haven't done that. I was partying hard this weekend and getting rest and spending time with the family. All right. We got Sandra in the building this morning. Grand Rising Sandra. Grand Rising. My people in Texas, just praying that y'all are doing okay. Some of you weren't affected. Some were pretty close to what happened, and maybe you had family members that were involved. If you don't know, there was a major flood in Texas. That was crazy. Okay. I think they said some spots it got up to 30 feet. Water was 30 feet deep, 30 feet high, however you want to say it. Ah, just it's tough. It's tough, 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 tough. All right. I'm not going to be before you long. I'm going to put some stuff in and catch me a young fishing trip. See if I can catch me something. Catching me some pips. So I'm gonna go ahead and mark something up on here. I'm gonna take this up to the red line. So I'm gonna do going up to this box. I don't know if the dragon is gonna eat it or not, but this is what I'm looking at right here. Okay. That's what we're gonna do. going to be the entry. This is going to be the TP. I'm actually looking at this in an hour time frame. We'll go back to a 5 minute and see how this looks on our chart with the indicator. And if you look at it, you can just see one. Yeah, just take it to the top of that box. Is what I'm basically looking at in a 5 minute time frame. Should do it. Just make sure that this is, well, we'll go with jackpot. We'll do that. We'll jackpot it. Okay. USDJPY. Buy stop. Entry I'm looking at, it's there. So I'm just going to do, let's see if it comes back. 145.677 TP 145.779, and I just pressed place and I'm able to get in with my broker. So that is it. Again, 145.674 entry, and then TP 145.779. I'm just got in on it. So I'm in on Euro JPY.
Impossible is nothing to somebody that tries. Everything that someone said was impossible has happened.
You got a choice. You got talent. You got a chance, and I want to hear about your environment and what your mama didn't give you and the white man won't give you no shot. You got a chance. Use it while you're still alive. You don't know what death is. Make a decision.
If everybody who's like at the bottom and feels like they have nothing going for them, reframe that as I have nothing going for me, which also means that I have nothing to lose by taking action, it makes you a much more dangerous person. And I think that was the flip that I've had repeatedly shown to me in my life that allowed me to take the step that I was afraid to take.
They say the true hell is when the person that you are meets the person you could have been.
Everything you do, you may have some support, you may not, but it's on you. You have to make the decision whether you want to be a badass or whether you just want to be mediocre and everything's okay. But being badass hurts.
It is not our abilities that show what we truly are. It is our choices.
A lot of people sit back and they dream about being a SEAL, or dream about being an astronaut. And all it is a motherfucking dream. They don't put the work behind the dream. That dream has become their master. When you become the master of your dream is when you say, I want to go be a Navy SEAL. And you say, okay, I'm going to lose 106 pounds in less than 3 months. The dream was the one thing I thought about, and the dream was now gone. Now, what comes in, the dream goes away, and the laundry list of details and tasks come up. Gotta do this, gotta do this, gotta do this, gotta do this. That's when you become the master of your dream.
What about talent?
Talent? I don't believe in talent. Well, some people, they have talent. It's good. It helps when you have talent. As long as you have a lot of determination and willpower, that's all you need. And you have to have the will to win.
If you want to be great, you have to be willing to prepare, and prepare. And when a cat has talent, they think they can just walk out there and do what they do with their talent until they meet a cat that's prepared.
You be that warrior in that garden. And you stand strong. You be a strong man. You be a good man. And you just let the world rage around you.
5 or 6 years, I went every single day without missing a single day. I never got sick. I was in the water on Christmas, birthday, holidays, everything. It didn't matter. The sky is the limit. I believe that whatever I put my mind to, and if I was willing to make sacrifices and I was dedicated, that I could achieve absolutely anything. There was probably 100 days where I didn't want to do anything. I wanted to stay in the pool or stay in my bed and not get out. But those were the days where you have to. You have to get up and do something, because I think that's really what separates the good from the great in any walk of life. The greats do things when they don't always want to. I think that's what separates good from great.
You walk out of this room, you owe yourself. I didn't get here making excuses. So what my father wasn't in my life? The truth of the matter is, he ain't never come into my life. So what, I'm gonna wait for the rest of my life for my man to come? He ain't coming. I live in America. I'm an African-American male. They don't treat us the same. It's something called racism. I ain't gonna cry about it, but I'm not gonna cry about it. I'm still gonna be a millionaire. I'm still gonna be one of the top motivational speakers in the world. But I'm still gonna be successful. I'm still gonna get to where they are. Why? Because I owe it to myself. And can't nobody stop me but me. And you need to get rid of them excuses, and you need to stop pointing fingers at people. And you need to start pointing fingers at yourself. What did you not do?
I need to say something. Listen to me. I hope every one of you behind the screens or in this arena can feel this level of happiness just one time in your life. I hope all of you can feel how happy I am just one time in your life. But guess what? You will never feel this level of happiness if you don't go for something in your own life. When they knock you down, when they try to put their foot on your neck, if you stay down, you will never ever feel this level of happiness as you rise.
Once you change one thing, your mindset, you can attack everything.
A lot of people say they want to be great, but they're not willing to make the sacrifices necessary to achieve greatness. They have other concerns. Whether important or not, they spread themselves out. And that's totally fine. After all, greatness is not for everybody. What I'm saying is, greatness isn't easy to achieve. It requires a lot of time and a lot of sacrifices. It requires a lot of tough choices. It requires your loved ones to sacrifice. So you have to have an understanding circle of family and friends. People don't always understand just how much effort from how many people goes into one person chasing a dream to be great. It's an obsession.
All right, I'm putting it into NZD USD. Putting in a sales stop. My entry is going to be 0.59926, 0.59926, and then my TP is going to be 0.59825, 0.59825.
Respect to those who do achieve greatness, and respect to those who are chasing that elusive feeling.
Why do you do it? Why? Why get up? Why keep fighting?
You must be able to see it, Mr. Anderson. You must know it by now. You can't win. It's pointless to keep fighting. Why, Mr. Anderson? Why? Why do you persist?
Why did you cancel your Midjourney subscription?
Why I canceled my Midjourney subscription? Maybe because Midjourney wasn't going anywhere. I mean, that would make a lot of sense, right?
Because I choose to.
I got a life too. Don't you think I had dreams and hopes? What about my life? What about me?
I was hoping that circumstances outside would change. And then here's what I found out. It isn't going to change. So then my question was, if it isn't going to change, how will my life ever change? When you change, everything will change for you. When you get better, everything will get better for you. And that's where I picked up that phrase, for things to change, you've got to change. You don't have to change circumstances out there. All you've got to do is look within and see if you can change yourself for the better. And as you change, things will start to change for you.
Is I know that there's really no one out there grinding like me. If I know about you, I'll make sure that again, that's what the mentality is all about. My whole thing is,
and I'm gonna get ready to get up out of here in a little while. Let's just see what happens though. Let's go.
It's a mentality thing. Like I told you the last time I was on the show, I viewed myself as the weakest person on the planet Earth. My goal in life was to, in my mind, believe I'm the hardest man alive. And that's why the whole thing is can't hurt me. That's what it's about. It's about whatever you think you are, you have to make that dream a reality. But that's where the hard part is.
Someone's opinion of you does not have to become your reality. And he taught me 3 things. He said, if you want to become successful in life, young man, he said, number 1, you got to change your mindset. He said, you don't get in life what you want, you get in life what you are.
This is when I realized that the human mind, once everything gets connected, once the mind knows you're not going to quit something, it's going to try to find more. It's going to try to give you more. Once it realizes you're not going to take the path of least resistance, you're going to stay here until it's done. My mind and my body and my spirit became one for the first time ever. For the first time ever, it became one. And I went to a level that I never thought was humanly possible for myself or anybody else.
I've learned over time is that almost all like truly exceptional and mentally strong people have been through hell. It's very few that put themselves through hell when life is great. It's just not usually the case.
I don't believe in talent. I'm here because I worked hard my whole life. Without that work, no one in this room would know who I am except my family. So to all the kids around the world watching, paying attention, and aspiring to be like one of us or even on the stage someday, put the work in and watch the magical ride you go on.
Well, if regrets are inevitable, if they're going to happen no matter what, an easy way to look at a decision is, rather than which do I want to do, which regret could I live with?
My name is Kobe Bryant, 17 years old. I wasn't invited to parties or, friendly gatherings on the weekend. So on Fridays and Saturdays, I would go in my rec room with my basketball and basically dribble myself to sleep. And I think that was the best thing that could have ever happened to me, because during those lonely hours in the rec room, I discovered the hunger, the motivation, and the desire to be the best possible basketball player that I could be.
When your mind knows it's not going to quit, your body will adapt to whatever is in front of it. I ended up running 20 more miles. I did 101 miles in 19 hours and 6 minutes. And that one day changed, 19 hours. It wasn't SEAL training, it wasn't Ranger School, it wasn't Delta Force, it wasn't any of that crap I went through. It was just 19 hours and 6 minutes that forever changed my life, to know that we as human beings are capable of anything. And we don't need any special kind of parents or tools to get there. So I end you with this. Don't stop when you're tired, stop when you're done. Thank you very much.
Never, ever give up. Don't give up. Don't allow it to happen. If there's a concrete wall in front of you, go through it, go over it, go around it, but get to the other side of that wall.
And how you get to that point in life, what I figured out, it's so noisy right now. This world is so noisy. We all walk around with these phones, computers. The world is so fast. We're not able to think. The most powerful weapon in the world, we walk around with it. It's our mind, it's our brain. You have to be able to go into a very dark place in your mind and figure who you are. Go back to what you want to do, what's your purpose. We can't figure our purpose out or why we're here or why we're even born or whatever, because it's so loud in our mind. We don't have any quiet time with ourselves to sit back and say, what do I really want? There's so many different dialogues in our head that we can't think. So my biggest thing is you have to be alone in a very dark place in your mind to think about what is important to you.
Right now, the biggest advice that anybody could give you, 85 to 90% of life is just showing up. Show up. If you show up, there's a chance something could happen.
If you can teach people to stand up in the face of the things they're afraid of, they get stronger. And you don't know what the upper limits to that are, because you might ask yourself, like, if for 10 years, if you didn't avoid doing what you knew you needed to do, by your own definitions, right, within the value structure that you've created, to the degree that you've done that, what would you be like? Well, you know, there are remarkable people who come into the world from time to time, and there are people who do find out over decades-long periods what they could be like if they were who they were, if they spoke their being forward. And they get stronger and stronger and stronger, and we don't know the limits to that. We do not know the limits to that. And so you could say, well, in part, perhaps the reason that you're suffering unbearably can be left at your feet, because you're not everything you could be, and you know it.
If you can be in a bad mood for no reason, you might as well be in a good mood for no reason. If it's not going to change your life, it shouldn't change your mood. If the cost is peace of mind, don't buy it.
Yeah, if you can be in a bad mood for no reason, then you can be in a good mood for no reason. Which means that if you can do something that's amazing and still have a shit day, it means you can do something that sucks and have a good day. Which means the entire excuse around, I don't want to do all these hard things because as a proxy it makes my mood sad, is ridiculous, because it means that we are ultimately in control of how we want to perceive the work that we do. And so I think that is ultimately the most freeing thing that you can do in terms of how you can equip yourself to get through those harder periods.
We will not bend, we will not break, we will not yield. We will never give in, we will never give up, and we will never back down. We will never, ever surrender.
You know, if you want to do something and you want it that bad, you'll make sacrifices. And, you know, growing up for me as a kid, I made a lot of sacrifices that I didn't see that they were a big deal, and I don't see them, like, I don't think of them as being a big deal right now. You know, there were Saturdays or Fridays where, you know, I'd give up going to a dance or hanging out with my friends because I had work out the next day. But those things that I gave up, you know, were things that I wanted to help me get to my goal. And there were times where I've been put in uncomfortable situations, but I've used my mental power, my mental strength to push through it. Now, some of the best athletes, or the greatest athletes in the world, do things when they're uncomfortable. You know, everybody can compete when they're feeling good, happy, excited, rested, but it's the best people who can overcome when they're tired, sore, not in the great mind, you know, not in the best mindset. And I think mental power that the greatest athletes have can push all the pain aside. But, you know, I said to myself, I'm going to do this and no one's going to stop me. And I think that's the biggest thing, is how strong you can be mentally. I think that really shows who the person is. So I think that's one thing that separates the good from the greatest.
You were born to do something great with your life in big ways and small ways, just like that person who helped my dad. They thought that was a small thing. It may not be on Instagram, it may not get 20 million likes or views, but you were born to do something great. I'm gonna say that to you again. You were born to do something great with your life. You are not average and ordinary. And the third thing is this: there's a power to doing one more. And if you'll do one more, your one decision, one relationship, one meeting, one encounter, one thought, one podcast interview, one book, away from a completely different life. You don't lack vision. You lack depth perception. You think you're further than you are, and you keep keeping it in that distance because you think it's so far away.
Did you read this quote?
I have not yet.
This is the quote that I've lived my whole life out. Because you might as well be dead.
Seriously, if you always put limits on what you can do, physical or anything else, it'll spread over into the rest of your life. There are no limits, there are only plateaus. A man must constantly exceed his level. You want to get up every day and try to be better than you were yesterday in business and life and everything.
Oftentimes, if it doesn't go our way, we don't see it as a blessing, right? If something happens, an experience, if it doesn't go the way we want it to go, oftentimes we don't consider that to be a blessing. But some of the greatest blessings in our lives are things that didn't turn out or work out the way that we wanted it to. And so if we can put our perspective and our perception in such a place that when it doesn't go our way, because we know what to do when it goes our way, but when it doesn't go our way, not only what is the lesson in it, like what's the blessing in it?
The way I look at it within myself, why not? Why can't I be the MVP of the league? Why can't I be the best player in the league? I don't see why can't I do that?
But the game is to be better. How do I be better than what I was? Because if I do that, for me, I just beat me.
Yeah.
This ain't about nobody else. I don't give a fuck about nobody else. I just beat me. If I can keep beating myself, if I can keep doing that, then that means that I'm in a battle with the only person that it makes sense. I'm in a battle with the only person that I really want to be, and that's me.
You visualize where you want to be and what you want to accomplish, and you kind of get lost in the process of day to day, grinding it out and working, pulling all nighters if you have to. It's just about not losing vision and not losing sight of what you're trying to accomplish, no matter what hurdles you have to go through. So I think that kind of relates to whatever you're doing, whatever major you've chosen or what you're interested in. So for me in basketball, and it's about visualizing, whether you write it down, put it on the wall, do something, what your goals are, and get lost in the process of day-to-day grind, day-to-day getting better every single day. Asking questions, aligning yourself with people that have been through it before, that are experienced, and leaning on that advice, and just trying to outwork the next person, and that's the biggest thing.
Great, and that's one of the principles.
Don't complain. Don't murmur. Don't talk negative. That's average people talk normal. Average people talk problems. The greats talk solutions. Average people use their time to whine and complain.
That being said, y'all, I'm gonna get up out of here. I'm gonna let this trade play out, and the good Lord says the same. I will see you all tomorrow. All right, take care. Have a good one.